Senior Side investigation. Poison water. Bay Area veterans sickened by toxic water at Camp Lejeune want some answers. They're pushing for the Department of Veterans Affairs to disclose more about the contamination and how it arrives at its decisions on disability claims. The veterans groups today announced they are demanding records from the VA under the Freedom of Information Act. Senior investigator Steve Andrews joins us now. So Steve, this group is now even working with Yale Law School.
Good evening, Josh. Yes, they are, and here's why. There is a mysterious group of VA employees that decides who receives benefits due to their exposure to cancer-causing chemicals in the water at Camp Lejeune. Mysterious because they're anonymous, and their decisions have great impact on those who served and are now sick. Camp Lejeune, where men and women become Marines, where from 1953 to 1987, nearly 1 million Marines, their families, and civilian employees were exposed to contaminated water. The Marines promised to notify those who might be affected. 70-year-old Joe Zambito never heard from them. Joe joined the Marines at age 18 in 1964. Since then, he's lost both kidneys and his bladder to cancer.
They said you don't have to worry about anything when you join the service.
The VA asked Joe for his doctor's information, then never spoke to them. It rejected his claim for kidney cancer because his kidneys had been removed.
They don't tell us anything. When you call them to get information, they just give you the runaround.
In 2012, the VA handed cases like Joe's to an anonymous group of clinicians called subject matter experts. There are questions about how qualified these people are to approve or deny claims like Joe's. Several veterans groups are now requesting records under the Freedom of Information Act. They want to know who these experts are, their qualifications, and on what do they base their decisions. During a teleconference, Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal insisted veterans are owed full disclosure.
The VA ought to come clean.
Joe's wife Judy feels the Marines will never take full responsibility because this contamination affects so many.
They're hoping that they'll die from their cancers and they'll never have to pay them any benefits.
Sad, isn't it? Veterans groups claim these so-called experts' decisions are based on outdated, incorrect science. And since they took over the program, Camp Lejeune disability claims have overwhelmingly been denied. Veterans groups either get the transparency they're after, or Yale Law School will represent them in a lawsuit against the VA. Back to you.